Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. We're going to do time for training as I talk about fucking bullying in school. Because I usually don't use the B word. I normally will never ever in my lifetime, unless it's in a movie script, call a woman a bitch. That's not how I was raised. I was raised by a very nice woman. I don't know what happened when we got out of the projects, but, you know, my mama ruled the house with an iron fist for a while. In the projects, whenever I got into a fight, there was a problem. But whenever I got into a fight when we got out of the projects, there was a problem. So when we got out of the projects, there was no more fighting. I was not allowed to fight anymore. Period. So when y'all see me do these videos and all this martial arts shit, this shit's legit. You don't have to believe me, but I don't recommend you come fucking with me because there's two sides to every person, especially when it comes to physicality. If I want to be brutal, I will be brutal. That's not here or there, so let's get back on topic. I was in high school, Charlottesville High School. I was bullied from the 9th grade to the 12th grade. But the 11th grade is the one we're going to talk about. See, in the 9th grade, it was a bunch of ominous threats of violence with mouth. You know, never got physical. Just really tall motherfuckers talking shit. But the bigger you are, the better I like it. Because that just means I don't have to play with you. Now, in the 10th grade, those same tall-ass bullies talk shit, mad shit, wouldn't fight. We played football and tried to hurt my legs, and then I showed them what a fucking front kick can do. So now you know I was never on any of the academic teams. I'm a sore sport. If you hit me hard, I'm going to hit you twice as hard because I have to. Not because I want to, but Napoleon syndrome was a thing. I've since got past that and have accepted my shortness. I'm only 5'3½", but I'm 5'3½ pounds of problem. Now, we got in 11th grade. School starts August. That year, school started August the 25th. Because the 23rd was on the weekend. 25th was on a Monday. And I came to school. And I am going to call this teacher out. Her name is Miss Jones. So being mixed has always been a problem in my life. It's another reason why learning how to fight is very important when you are multicultural. Because people like to pick on the little mixed kids in class, call us half-breeds. Pick shit that they can't fucking wear. Say shit. Do shit. Teacher just sat by. School started on the 25th. From the 25th of August to about January, February, March, April. To about the 25th of April. It's a long time for people to take straws, spitballs, balled up paper, and my hair's not long at this time. My hair's curly and I can't get a decent black man haircut to save my life. So I kept it really, really close so I could try to blend in with the black kids, and that shit wasn't working out. They still knew I was mixed. So they would throw this shit across the room. Now I'm sitting at the front desk. I'm like right here. Here's the door. Here's my desk. The next row, the next row, the next row, the next row, etc. Miss Jones, her desk is right here. I'm right here. Maybe 15 feet walking. And again, I don't want to call a woman a bitch, but Miss Jones was a bitch. She never did shit. Day after day after day, I would go home, and I want to cry, but it ain't going to do me no good. I know Kung Fu. What's crying going to do? It's not going to change the fact that tomorrow I'm going to go back to school, and these motherfuckers are going to do it again. At one point, during those months, I literally said, Miss Jones, I know you see them doing this shit. She did nothing. There's a Chinese proverb, and if you're Chinese, you know this proverb. It didn't just come from the TV show Vanishing Son with Russell Wong and Thomas Chong, Tommy Chong's son. Excuse me, I don't know why I call this Thomas. His real name is Marcus. But anyway, Ray Don Chong's brother. This woman continued to let this shit happen. Spitball, spitball, pap, trash, day after day. It was like complaining about it was just wasting my breath. Miss Jones allowed that shit to happen. One day she did say something. She said, you know, one day he's probably going to do something to y'all. And she brushed the shit off. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, you got no idea what I'm about to do to these motherfuckers. Again and again. And I reached fuck it, man. So I took my nunchucks to school. I took my nunchucks to school in my long-ass blue backpack that was about that long. Probably longer than that because I was much smaller. I was like maybe 5 foot even, if that. Whew. Give me a minute. Gotta compose myself. I don't want to cry. So I come to school. Got the nunchucks in the bag. I ain't scared no more. I wasn't really scared then. I wasn't so much scared of them as scared of what I was going to fucking do to them. Because I go home every day. And I train. These guys go home and they getting all the girls because they teased me because I wasn't getting any pussy. They teased me and they smoked all the drugs and they never really had to do their homework because y'all remember the movie Blue Chips with Shaquille O'Neal? Charlottesville High was kind of like that. The sports people never got to really do anything. They never really got to do anything. They play sports. You win championships, you got an A+. Don't worry about it. That's why half the motherfuckers couldn't read. But they always picked on me. And again, Miss Jones, bitch never did nothing about it. Till that day I brought my nunchucks to school. So I brought my nunchucks to school. And shit started again. They didn't know I had them. You know, they didn't know. They're just throwing shit, blowing spitballs, and I'm wiping the shit out of my hair. And I'm looking at the clock, and I have this smile on my face. One more hit me in the head, and I said, alright, you know what, let me tell y'all what's going to happen today. And I looked at all those motherfuckers on the basketball team, and it was 7 of them. Might have been 9 of them. But I know that I was going to either get my ass kicked, or I was going to get somebody's ass kicked with me. Because I wasn't going to go down by myself. I was going to fuck them up. Period. Whew. So I took the nunchucks out the bag. And I said, see that bell? In 5 minutes, that bell's going to ring. And these nunchucks, it's going to draw some blood today. I'm going to fuck every last fucking one of y'all up. Then 2 minutes came. I said, you know what? Fuck that. I ain't going to use these nunchucks. I want to enjoy this shit. I'm going to beat y'all my fucking asses with my fucking hands and feet. When that goddamn bell ring, y'all going to wish y'all knew Jesus. And some of y'all going to meet him. Now, y'all might whoop my ass. But I'm going to enjoy every minute of what I'm going to do to y'all. Because y'all been doing this shit since the beginning of school. Spring break right around the corner. I could use an extra vacation. I'm going to fuck y'all up. Unbeknown to them, unbeknown to me, I was related to the principal. Salute to you, Mr. Lewis. I'm related to him by marriage, but I was still related to him. I didn't know it until the night before, which is probably what gave me the incentive to take those nunchucks to school. Bad James. Worth it. Worth it. Let me finish the story now. So I put the nunchucks in the bag, zipped the bag, and the fucking bell rung. I threw the bag out in the hallway, and I went right behind it. As soon as I got out the thing, I walked out the door like this, posted up. These motherfuckers come out the door. 2 came out the door behind me. So I figured these 2 was going to beat me up. But I was going to put up a fight. Fucking shocked because they ran. There was a door behind Miss Jones. 4 of the motherfuckers went out that door and came out on the hallway on the back side of A Commons, or B Commons. There's a door behind the classroom, inside the class, that goes out to the other one that came out by the art class. And the other ones went out of that door. The 2 biggest motherfuckers that came out behind me, I thought they were going to fight, but they ran in 2 different directions because I can't chase both of them. And then Miss Jones came out. This is the part where y'all all get laughing. This is the part where y'all will agree with me that this woman was a bitch. Because you know in school, I don't know if they do it now, but back in the 90s they had these things called referrals. This bitch wrote me a fucking referral. There was another teacher there, a principal rather, who did not like me. His name was Mr. Leatherwood. Me and Mr. Leatherwood got a little bit of a history because he didn't like me doing martial arts on the breezeway. Told me that if he ever caught me doing martial arts again, he would fucking suspend me from CHS. You know, in hell I was going to let that happen, so I stopped doing what I loved best, because I didn't eat lunch, I trained. Alright? If you're a martial artist, sometimes you give up a meal and you train. I trained, goddammit. That's what I did. 17 years old. I trained. It's what I fucking live for. It's the only friend I have. Till this day, martial arts is all I got. That's it. Now, UFC in them weren't in existence yet. It's like 1992. And if they were in existence, they weren't on TV. Shoot fighting existed, because I did have some underground shoot fighting tapes on VHS. Shh. Most martial artists knew how to get a hold of that shit. Nowadays, you're lucky if you find anything like that. So she gives me the referral. She goes, you go straight to Mr. Leatherwood. And I said, hell nah, bitch. I'm going straight to Mr. Lewis. Because Leatherwood doesn't like me, and you don't like me. And I hope the board of fucking attendees, or whatever the fuck it is, the superintendents, whatever the fuck you call them, I hope they fire your ass. Because you let this shit happen. This is why things like Columbine happen, by the way. Because people stand by and do nothing. Which was the Chinese proverb that I forgot to tell y'all like 10 minutes ago. But yeah, the only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good people to stand by and do nothing. And Miss Jones might have been a good person. But for about 8 months, she was a bitch. Because she allowed the mixed kid, not the black kids, because they did the shit, but the mixed kid was the victim of this shit. They didn't pick on the white kids. There were no Asian kids in the class. I was the closest thing to the Asian kid in the class. Only I would be considered the stupidest Asian on the planet. But anyway, she let them do this shit to me. So when I fight back, I'm in the wrong. So, she's a bitch. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. If any of you are kin to Miss Jones, I apologize if I have offended you. But she was a bitch. I don't apologize for calling her a bitch. I apologize for offending you. I don't apologize for calling her a bitch. I normally do not call women bitches. That's not what God gave them to us for. God gave us women to be treasured. The treasury-worthy women. Not the women that use men and take their money and hustle them on the internet like what has happened to me before, because I have been catfished for a lot of fucking money. Hey, happens. My dad died, I was vulnerable, and I believed this broad from the Philippines was going to marry me. All stopped right there. So I go to Mr. Leatherwood and go right past him. I go straight into Mr. Lewis' office. I explain the situation. I explain to him that from the day school started, that Miss Jones let them do this shit to me. I even still had spitballs in my hair, which he had to help peel the shit out. So he gave me a hall pass. He said, go on to your next class. If any one of these guys that you named fuck with you, do what you gotta do. I said, thank you. But I promise you, if any one of these guys fuck with me, I'm gonna do more than what I have to do. They're going to the fucking hospital and they won't be playing basketball no more. They won't be playing baseball no more. They won't be playing football no more. Because I didn't take Kung Fu from the age of 7 to 17 to get spitballs in my hair every fucking day. To have a teacher sit here while I'm trying to learn my education, turn the blind eye to this shit, and pretend like I don't exist. I hope she's doing well. I got no more ill will to her. I've grown up. I'm 47 now. But back at the time, that's some shit that should have never happened. I go to the 12th grade. In the 12th grade, I got bullied in my acting class. This is where I fell in love with acting, because it was the only elective that I had that I could do. I couldn't take home ec again because I took home ec like 3 times. So there was no more home ec classes to teach, because I took home ec the first 2 times and I took art. I took art twice and took home ec 3 times. And there was no more electives other than acting. I wish I would have found acting first. So we know that I can cook. We know that I will never starve. And if I have a girlfriend, when I get a girlfriend, praying that it's my crush, you know, that's supposed to be a Z. Anyway, she won't starve. And I won't starve. But I'm only good at cooking certain shit, mostly breakfast foods. Anyway, that being said, got to the 11th grade, got to the 12th grade, got bullied in the 12th grade in my acting class by this kid named Matt. I'm not going to reveal his last name. I also got bullied by this girl named Xavier. I'm not going to reveal her last name. How y'all doing? They may have kids now, so I don't want to, like, fuck their kids up. I don't want their kids to know that they weren't saints. That's why I'm not going to reveal their last names. Just know the girl's last name is the color of my shirt. And the boy's last name starts with an S and ends with an Arsky. Yeah, that was me getting revenge by fucking up their kids. Anyway, so I come to class, and Matt decides, because he's bigger than me and he's a freshman and I'm a senior, that he's going to keep fucking with me. Matt doesn't know that I know Kung Fu. Matt's about to get the surprise of his fucking life. But then there was a Savior. And I will reveal his name because I owe him everything. I would not have graduated without Gordy Hay. So thank you, Gordy, wherever you are. Gordy Hay's gone through some shit. And like me, he's been through some childhood fights. I was in a child fighting ring from the age of 6 to 12. Y'all probably don't know about that shit because back in the 70s and 80s, that was something that black people did in the neighborhood. My uncles and them did that shit proficiently. And my uncles were all over 6 feet tall when they threatened me with, you beat him or we beat you. I'm grateful for that and ungrateful at the same time. Because once I found martial arts, I became a much better fighter. Here I am. So, Matt would pick on me. And Xavier would pick on me. Because I was mixed. So one day Matt got to me so bad that I said, I'm going to beat your ass right now. And Matt's exact words were, I don't think so, small fry. And Napoleon syndrome kicked in and said, oh, I've beaten people bigger than you for breakfast, buddy. Let's go. And I went towards him, and Gordy Hay snatched my ass up and carried me all the way back to the other side of the room. Now, what the hell was the teacher's name? Miss Stapleton. Miss Stapleton never seen this shit, so, because she had to go take an emergency phone call because I think her son was sick or something. And so that was like one of the days the picking started. And then Matt and Xavier kept on picking. So I'm going to tell you how I handled Xavier. See, I come from a family of fighters. We're not famous, but we do fight. Girls, too. I got 5 sisters, but I didn't recruit on any of them. I recruited on 2 cousins. One cousin from the country, who was soft as a flower, or so I thought. And one cousin that was from town, who fought, because they fought like I fought. My cousin Tanya, my cousin Tasha. They took care of my female light work, because I ain't about hitting no damn girl. That's not what I do. That's not how I was raised. Siblings do not count. I've hit my sisters plenty of times, and I've taken the ass whooping from my elder sister until I was 15 years old. So yeah, gotta be transparent, gotta be honest. I'll give you the whole 99.9. I'm also supposed to be training, and I'm sorry. So anyway, freaking my cousins took care of her. They threatened her so bad that she would come to class every day crying. You need to get your cousins off me. And I was like, no, I'm gonna let your little ass sweat a little bit. Since you want to get your brother and your little white boyfriend here wants to fight. And I said, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and sweat. Well, on the other hand, every time I came close to Matt, Gordy would save Matt's ass. Now, Gordy wasn't saving Matt, Gordy was saving me. But Gordy wasn't saving me from Matt, Gordy was saving me from me. Because Gordy knew that I was going to kill that boy if I hit him. And Gordy was a soldier since he was 6 years old, because he was from like Iran or somewhere. And he got adopted into the United States. So his adopted family saved him. And in turn, he saved me. And he saved me from myself. So I will never, ever not thank Gordy Hay. Now, eventually we got to the point where I started threatening Matt. Because Gordy wouldn't let me get near him. So I started threatening him. And I said, this is the last year I'm in this school. But every day that you come into Miss Stapleton's class, you better stay as far away from me as you possibly can. When you look at me, you better be looking at my shoes. Because if you come or if you eyeball me in any direction, I'm going to find you. I'm going to catch you. And I'm going to fuck you up. And if I find out where you live, I don't work on Sundays. I used to work on Sundays before this shit happened. Got tired of being called chief. But I did work Friday night and Saturday night. I got all day Saturday and Sunday to hunt for him. And I told him if I ever find out where he lived, we gonna fight. And I'm gonna win. And I'm gonna break every bone in his motherfucking body. And I'm gonna show you that David killed Goliath with one blow. For about 3 months, he would not look at me. He would not speak to me. And if he thought about speaking to me, Gordy was always there to grab him. I said, don't do it. I said, that boy is going to hurt you. He wants to graduate, but he wants to beat your ass. He's more than willing to graduate at 20 years old. Because I was going to be expelled for the whole year if we got to fighting out there. And I was already 19. Long story. Why are you 19 in high school? I failed the 4th grade. There you go. Anyway, that being said, bullying is bad on every level. Whether it be cyberbullying, whether it be face-to-face bullying. Am I innocent of that shit? Nah, I'm not innocent. I picked on 2 girls in my entire lifetime, and to both of them, Anjanette Mosey, I apologize. To Casey Smithers, I apologize. Now let me tell you why I picked on them. I'm no saint. I'm no fucking hero. I want to be. But everybody has a redemption story. I picked on Anjanette Mosey because everybody picked on Anjanette Mosey. And I wanted to be in the in crowd. That's why I picked on her. I had nothing personal against her. And then after everybody started picking on her, her dad made her do some shit because she did something to her brother. I stopped because I grew up. Now, before Anjanette Mosey, me and Casey Smithers had a high, tall relationship. Casey Smithers was a young girl at Burley Moran, and I was a young boy at Burley Moran. And Casey Smithers was super fucking tall. And I was super fucking small. And I guess you really couldn't call it so much as picking as, like, friendly banter. But it was kind of picking. Because she would pick on me after I picked on her, and I probably started it. And I said, how's it doing up there, Amazon? And she'd call me, shut up, Pee-wee. Shorty, bebop. You know, all kinds of shit. But I haven't forgotten them. I am grateful that I have known them. Not grateful for how, but grateful that I've known them. Don't care if they accept my apology or not. We were kids. But kids don't have to be cruel, but they are. And that shit didn't come from my house, because my mama didn't raise me to pick on no goddamn body. Right? My mama never had a problem with me putting my fist down somebody's face until we moved out of the projects. Then we had to act like everybody else. We had to act like we were civilized. But you can take the warrior out of the war, but you can't take the war out of the warrior. Or, as we said in the projects, you can take the kid out of the projects, but you can't take the projects out of the kid. I was a street fighter. Period. I stayed a street fighter. I'll probably be a street fighter until I die. So I'll make one more video. You guys can stick around. I will do some training. Like, literally, I will do some training. Now.